Evening all, welcome to Kicking Dust. That happened. Oh god, total dust, sorry. That happened. I survived it. All I can say is I hate people. Literally hate people. Doesn't mean I hate you guys. Well, maybe some of you. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Anyway, so it's 2 days before Christmas, and I guess I thought we'd do a bit of a Christmassy dust message. And this, ironically, is actually a Dust game where the servers worked. I know. I've just finished trying to do a live stream, which was just tragic. In fact, all live streams generally are quite tragic because, I don't know, they're not as polished as they should be. Polish is a wonderful thing. There's nothing better in life than polishing, which sounds like I'm leading into a very rude joke. So hopefully you obviously would not think of that of me, but polishing and polishing well is, do you know what? It's an important part, and I think Twitch is a little bit raw. But anyway, we tried to play Dust, and I think we got about 3 games in, and it crashed, and to the point where we couldn't play it. And I know everyone says, well, no, I bet if you persevered. No, actually, you know, we had, Stefan was gang lead. He then got disconnected so abruptly that he get kicked from the internet that he basically was bitch slapped so hard he could not even log back on, so he gave up. I then took over gang lead, and it looks like gang lead seems to be the problem because then I got massively kind of stomped in the face for even trying to join a match. It then put me into a match without me even asking, so nice to see CCP are doing a great job on AI because it just decided, oh, you want to play a game now? Right, I want to play this game now. I'm like, I didn't press any buttons, and everyone was laughing at the fact that it bloody didn't work, but... So, lots of problems. I don't know why. It just is strange that you're getting these gremlins. It could be that because CCP is the Antichrist and there is such a Jesus feeling at the moment, because it's obviously Jesus' birthday, maybe the collective wills of people is destroying this game. Who knows? And yes, I did just shoot that guy out of a dropship with a flaylock. That happened. You may want to rewind. Anyway, let's talk Dust. Dust is a wonderful place. I owe you all a massive apology. I have been so busy with work lately. And I'm going to tell you the story. It's going to be a bit of a story. So if you don't want to listen to the story, then fair enough. I'll see you in the next video. But basically, let me tell you the story. We have, I have an interesting job, right? And it's a pretty cool job, actually. But I every so often have to entertain is the right word, groups of people from other countries who come to our fair capital of Londinium. And this time around we had a weeks-long workshop, basically, with people flying in, we had people jetting in, we had people training in, we had people walking in. It was busy. And because, quote, I'm the boss, I have to kind of make sure that everybody's catered for. So it's like going around to your mum's for tea. That, you know, she'll sit there and fuss over you, and she'll make sure you get stuffed with cream cakes and biscuits that she won't eat, and so on. So that's kind of, in a corporate sense, what I seem to be doing. And no, I didn't sit there and make sure they're all well fed, although we did do that. Anyway, long story short, it meant that for a whole week I would get up at about 6 in the morning, go to work, do my job, which is painful, sit in a workshop, talk bollocks for hours, which is something that I excel at. I think I smirkingly can pride myself upon, and then end up having to do just dinner with everybody. So everybody then has to go to dinner, and it's a real kind of, I mean, yeah, many of you will know what I'm on about, but it's kind of like, because, you know, they're coming to our country, we have to host them. So it means making sure they get to the hotel, going to the right restaurant, making sure I can corral the naughtier chaps away from the titty bar, and just generally making sure that everything goes to plan. So that's been my week. And I tell you what, I was so frazzled after it that on, I think, Friday afternoon when I got home. So literally, I'd get home from London, you know, midnight, go to bed, get up at 6. And that was my life for a whole week, that I actually forgot who I was. I know it sounds a bit corny, but I actually forgot that I did a YouTube channel. I actually forgot that I play a game called Dirt712. I forgot all these things. These are all things that I forgot. So I haven't done any videos, and I've been so out of it. But I'm recovering now. I'm back to the point where I'm remembering, hey, you know, we do play this game. Tried to play it, obviously, as I say, and it kind of kicked me out. It curb stomped me a bit hard. So that's why I've not done anything for a while. But don't worry, we're still playing Dust. Lots of people worried that we're not. Lots of people interested if we're going to play Elite. That's obviously very cool as well. The answer to all these questions and more is yes. But the problem is getting time. So it's now, what, 2 days before Christmas. It's what, the 23rd. And that little snippet at the front is 100% true. Trouble did ask me to go help her do shopping. And I should be very clear, we're not together, we're just friends. I need to be very clear on that point because, it's kind of like being dragged around shops by your girlfriend. You can kind of be a bit of a dick. Do you know what I mean? You can be a bit of a douche, but to your friend, it's actually quite hard because you can't really be sort of rude to your friends. Anyway, at least I don't think I can. So, yeah, I was having to kind of smile and be nice, but I can't do it. Literally walking down Regent Street in Oxford Circus and that whole area, I think it is technically one of the busiest places on earth at that particular moment in time. And boy, did I sense it. I don't like doing Christmas shopping. I don't like any of that bollocks. I usually just order everything from Amazon about 6 months before, then chuck it in the cupboard. But I was banned from doing that. I was not allowed to do Amazon this year. I had to actually go out and mingle with the smell of real people, the smell of rotting flesh in my mind, and buy presents. And I tell you what, never again, never again. So anyway, that's the little story for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's talk Dust. Dust is actually really good at the moment. We're running a different suit from most times, just generally running a speed fit Minmatar assault, and it's working quite well. And I'm running twin flaylocks because lol, it's all fun. I honestly do not take this game terribly seriously. I tried running a plasma cannon, didn't like it, and I think I'm just back to my twin flocks. My twin flaylock fits, which is flocks. I'm liking it, it's fun. I do die quite a bit, but I tell you what, you'll get the odd match like this one where it just works. Everything works. You've got a good shield. In fact, this is a mixture of fits. Now I look at it, actually there is a shield tanking fit going on here as well. So I have a passive recharge of about 2.5 seconds, or 3.5 if fully depleted, which, if you know what that means, is pretty sexual, I would like to think. So, some good fits going on. I think Dust is still excellent at the whole fitting malarkey. I still think it's unrivaled, in fact, with the fun and frolics of running. A very just enjoyable collection of suits that you kind of have a bit of fun with. The reality of it all as well is that we're not running anything but Ambush anymore. Ambush is our new home. And this is just because Skirmish is a terrible, terrible wasteland of dickheads trying to practice for PC battles or FW battles. And Domination is just terrible. I mean, words have not yet been formulated that can, I think, bring to life the rage I feel about Domination. And I'll try and sort of summarize the basics. Whenever a Domination map starts, people still go up on high, but now they just glitch the spawn pads in, knowing that there's not a lot that's going to kill them. Generally, people are kind of just looking for the advantage without looking to fight, and that's what I hate more than anything. I play these games to fight. It's kind of like, let me give you an example, or a kind of metaphor of this. It's like playing Counter-Strike. And instead of the terrorists actually going out to kind of defend and defeat the counter-terrorists, they just find a way to set the bomb off with no timer. And that's in my mind, that's kind of what's happening. It's like you're kind of playing a game to avoid fighting, and yet it's a fighty game. Doesn't make much sense. It's like, I know you're getting up on high, and I know you want to shoot down on people, but you're going to sit up there for half the match, if not all, and you're not really going to do much. So that just confuses me, to be honest with you. But there we go. What do I know? I am merely just a player of games. I've got to admit though, Dust is a good place at the moment. I really hope they do fix these server problems. This is not good at all. The fact that we were defeated by the game, so we actually were willing and wanting to play the game, and the game kicked us out, and whenever we tried to reform, it just kept kicking us out. That's terminal. Any kind of, I mean, that to me is almost service not possible levels of terrible service. That's just not right. No, you can't have that kind of thing where the car one morning says, "Oh, I don't want to work today." Yeah, walk, mate. Yeah, go on, walk. There's a bus stop down there, mate. It can't do that. You got to trust that your service is always going to be there. And one of the things that CCP love to kind of sell at the moment, just because it's a very industry buzzword, is SaaS, or GAS as they call it, Games as a Service. And that's very much the way the world is going at the moment when it comes to software. Don't ask me how I know And the reality is that you're buying a license, or you're activating some form of license that enables you to log into a product. It could be a financial package, it could be Google Documents, that's SaaS, or it could be then a game. And games, obviously, are GAS, GAS, games as a service. And if CCP are loving to sort of sell and I think perpetuate that as a product, then you kind of need to provide the service, CCP. Sorry to kind of point out the obvious flaw in your plan here, but if you don't provide the service, then you don't have gas, you've just got GAH, and that's the sound you make when you can't frickin' log in. To be honest, I think it's drastically bad. They need to sort this out right now, but I suspect something terrible has happened. They've all gone on their Christmas holidays, and no one's actually around to kind of push the hosting provider to actually sort their freaking game out. So let's see if it continues. I'm interested to see what happens. Twitter me if it's still going on, because I'm curious to know if you're having problems. So, go Twitter @CEOPyrex. I think generally, and again, as I kind of shift down again mentally, I think the reality is the game is still very good. I'm hearing some really good stuff coming through, like, I think, is it the logistics dropship is potentially coming back. I hear also the Cigaris and the Surya are coming back. If you don't know what they are, then they're basically tanks, and they were really good tanks from way back when. Go check them out. I did videos of them in Series 1. Pretty interesting stuff. I don't think they're actually a great deal better than the standard tanks, but they are a little bit, so that's probably enough for people to maybe go get them. But I also saw something interesting, that the MAV is on that list. So what is the medium assault vehicle going to be? Well, I think we took a vote on it. I thought it might just be a reskinned LAV, but Stefan reckons it will be just a tank without a turret. So it would just be a very kind of tough, I guess, tough medium assault vehicle. If it's that, then cool beans. I'm happy with that. That makes a lot of sense to me. I quite like the idea of that. But I think adding the vehicles back in, again, it's going to be a nightmare balancing it. I'm not even going to bother talking about that bollocks, but the reality is if they add those things back in, I'm happy days. I think adding stuff in is always very good. I do miss the Logi dropship. I never actually used it. I always planned to use it, so I'm quite excited about that. And I just can't hide it. So we're going to see how that one pans out. But I think just generally there is a lot of interesting kind of stuff on the roadmap. I still think the last few patches of this game have been very good. I mean, excellent, in fact. I'd say they're just very, very interesting, very good, very fun. Additions to the game in terms of content, additions in terms of maps, additions in terms of balancing. To be honest, it does feel like CCP are getting it right. I think the whole can thing is a bit kind of, it is the heard around the world with that whole getting loads of cans and then doing stuff with them. And I'll give you the example. Somebody in game today said they had 750 cans and yet no keys, and that I can see would be quite annoying. I probably think they should have done it the other way, where you get lots of keys but not many cans, and therefore a can is super rare and people would then actually salivate over the good loot. Now let me just tell you, the loot you get in these cans is absolute bilge piss, because why on earth do you want 44 ferroscale plates? It's just not, it's not interesting, it's not important. Don't give us that kind of reward. Make the cans super rare and load them with officer guns, officer suits, maybe even factional stuff. Just put factional modules in there, because that is good enough for me. If I got like 20, I don't know, Calbari State rail rifles, proto ones, I'm talking here, that's pretty good. That's a pretty nice little reward there. Proto turrets as well, proto whatever, factional proto turrets, whatever. But I just think make the treats much more fun, because I'm not really interested in getting 20 Chimera shotguns. I really am not, because to be honest, what a load of bollocks that is. So I think just make the cans rare and make the keys very, very commonplace, and you've probably got that the right way around. I suspect you can't, because too late, people have got thousands of these cans, so too late, CCP. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Merry Christmas and all that bollocks. Please get drunk and play Dust if it works. And yeah, just have a good time. I think at the end of the day, still Dust is going strong. We do have a bit of a treat for you on New Year's Day. We're going to do our retrospective of Dust 2014. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.